What's up, crypto gang? Welcome back to another episode. If you guys are new here, we do a giveaway at the beginning of every single episode, and today's winner is Augustine Rodriguez. Thanks so much for commenting on the previous video with your Bitcoin wallet address, Augustine. I just sent you some crypto. On this episode, I go through Zed. And Zed is a new crypto collectible game where you can collect digital racehorses using smart contracts that are ERC 721 collectibles. You can collect them, you can breed them, and it's basically this new viral blockchain powered game. As you guys have seen on the channel in the past, I've covered quite a few different collectibles, and part of the obsession around them is that they have this built-in scarcity. Being an econ nerd, I'm obsessed with the idea of applying scarcity over a long period of time and doing tranches of releasing out these different pieces of collectibles that can increase in value just because there are lesser of them. As a quick disclaimer, this is not a sponsored review, but Zed is doing a campaign on Grow Your Base. This is another continuation of my series of covering projects that are launching campaigns on Grow Your Base. I want to give them some exposure and show them some love on social media. So I'm going to be putting the link to that campaign as well as all the links that I discussed in the video in the description below. All that being said, Zed is very interesting because they are applying 10 different genotypes of these different racing horses and 6 different parameters in the smart contract for each racehorse. So for example, when you purchase one of these racehorses, you can have the option of breeding it, you can have the option of buying and selling it, and you can also have the option of racing it on the platform. So it's a very exciting thing that you can invest into, and you can also pull money out as selling it now currently on Discord and in the near future on their platform. When you have these 6 different parameters in the smart contract, like your bloodline and your genotype, you apply scarcity and say that Zed is only creating 38,000 of these thoroughbred horses, and those are allowed to create these offspring, and that is how the price is then set. Applying this additional mechanism where they are releasing tranches Z1 through Z10, similar to how Pokemon cards worked. If you knew that there was only one other Pikachu out there, that Pikachu card would be extremely valuable. But if you knew that there were a million other of that Pikachu card back in elementary school days, for me, that was not as substantial. Even as a kid, you understood that it wasn't as rare. So the point is that when they are releasing these different tranches, each time a new segment is released out, the theory is that the scarcity and the price goes up for these collectibles. And as they work through these different Z1, Z2, Z3, Z4, and I believe that now we are on Z7, which is where I purchase a Finny bloodline, you are able to see that the price is going to go up over time. Really fun crypto collectible unit economics, and the twist that you can apply to these is pretty much endless, because when you're putting different attributes into a smart contract, you can play around with a lot of different parameters. So for example, what Zed is doing is, while they're releasing these different tranches of these different bloodlines as they're being released, what's going to happen is that 38,000, once that is released to the public, you are then able to breed these 38,000 thoroughbred horses, and those will be able to create the general population. And they won't be as valuable as that initial 38,000, but they will create more and more users, and they will give access to more and more people. So what I want to do in this video is I'm going to go through the process of purchasing a thoroughbred Finny bloodline using MetaMask on their platform. And I go through the process of setting up a stable called the Hack Crypto stable, of course, and we get our first Finny or thoroughbred horse in there, and I believe is in the top 350 first ones that have been purchased of the Finny bloodline. Crypto collectibles are a fantastic way for mass adoption. I'm a big fan of crypto gaming. I have been for a long time, as you guys know from watching the channel, and I am a big component of blockchain powered games. So the racing isn't out yet. It is supposed to be coming out this year. So the goal from my perspective is accumulate some of these thoroughbred horses, and once the market opens and people are starting to actually race against each other, they can see all the different parameters being optimized where your early thoroughbreds are going to be the ultimate winners and their value goes up when the competition begins and the roster starts to change between the different stables. It will be really interesting to see what happens. Once that kicks off, there is currently a Discord channel that I'm going to be linking below where you guys can actually buy and sell the horses on Discord before the marketplace goes live on their platform. So that's going to be fun to see how that operates and how the price is set just based on pure speculation. And once the actual racing comes in and the utility happens for these horses where they're actually outperforming each other and they have different metrics and different statistics that you can look at when you're buying and selling them, that is going to apply a really cool layer of complexity to the price associated with each one of these thoroughbreds. Without further ado, I'm going to dive into the whole process of going through setting up a stable, purchasing my first thoroughbred Finney bloodline horse. All right, once we're on the Zed Run homepage here, you can see that the mission is to build a legacy of winning digital racehorses. So each of these racehorses is built using smart contracts, which is very cool, very similar to crypto kitties, and you can breed them and everything like that. You can nurture them and basically just build their value over time. So we're going to go to buy a racehorse. The bloodline Finney gen is Z7. Gender is filly. Coat is Big Droppo Ruby. And release is the 334th out of 4,000, which is very cool to know that it's very exclusive. And this next part here is with MetaMask. And MetaMask is what is used on the Ethereum blockchain that plugs into your browser on Chrome. So you're going to need to download that first. So we're going to go to login and buy. And what it's going to do is it's going to call MetaMask and say, hey, you need to sign this and confirm that we can speak to MetaMask. So we're going to click login. It's going to say you're almost done. You have to authenticate using MetaMask. MetaMask will populate here, and you can see that it says your signature is being requested by Zed Run, and we click sign. All right, now that we have authenticated through MetaMask, it says that you can sign up. So we're going to sign up using my email here and click next. Create a stable. We're going to do the Hack Crypto stable. And I agree to the terms. Click next. All right, and there have been 334 Z7s that we just looked at, the Finney bloodline. So let's go ahead and buy one using MetaMask. 0.175 Ether or $26. So we're going to buy now. It'll come up with the basically an invoice that is going to call to MetaMask, and we can confirm. So let's go ahead and confirm that we're getting this super ego. All right, so it has communicated with MetaMask here, and we can confirm with our amount plus the gas fee, and it is 0.175 or $27, and we can confirm right here on MetaMask. Very cool how it communicates quickly back and forth. So we have confirmed the amount and the gas, and there it goes. You requested to buy a super ego right there on the background. And you can see that we have our pending transaction. All right, beautiful. The confirmations have come through. I believe it hit 2 confirmations. And on the stable that we created on the sign up process right up here on the right-hand corner, we click on that and it will show our new horse. Our new racehorse is in the stable. It's ready to go. Once you're on early release, you can see the different bloodlines that they have available. So as you can see before, we got the Finney. Overall rarities, rare, availability, low, medium, genotype purity, 72% 75. Bloodline is scarce, and you can see that they had a Nakamoto as well, and then a Butrin is coming soon. So when you click on roster, you're actually able to see the other stables and the other owners. You can scroll down here, and you can actually see the different horses, the stable owners, the transaction where they purchased their horse. And you can see all of these funny names and a lot of different stables here. So a lot of people are heavily invested in this, and we can even click on some of these when the season starts. We are going to race up against these people. They're only releasing 4,000 super rare racehorses from an initial supply of 38,000 during the early release. As you can see before with the roster, like Cool Boys, they're stable, where they're just buying up as many as they can, because in the event that there are a million people that come on and use this, like with CryptoKitties, where people are accumulating the collectibles and they are just buying and selling on Discord. You can see that it started in January 2019 with the genotype of, I believe right now we're on Z7. The last bit that I wanted to cover here was on what's coming. So you have the option now where you can buy the racehorse, so you can prepare for the actual upcoming race schedule and the live racing. So you buy the racehorse, then you will be able to buy and sell it on the platform. Right now you can do it on Discord, but you can buy and sell it on the platform soon with Marketplace Stud Service. That's where you're actually able to breed your horses. The race schedule that comes out is when we go up against all the other people like Cool Boys on the roster that I showed you guys. And then the live racing is when we are actually going to be engaging in the race itself. So for now, it is accumulating these rare horses, getting them ready, collecting them, and then we're going to start actually buying and selling them, which I'm pretty excited about, and then breeding them. So once we have a bunch in our stable, in the Hack Crypto stable, we are going to go off the races, and I'm excited to start getting some offspring going, to start buying and selling. And I'm also going to check out the Discord that I'm going to leave in the link below so you guys can check it out. That's it for my overview of purchasing my first racehorse on Zed Run. I'm really excited to play this game. I'm more excited to build out my stable and communicate with people on Discord about how they're setting the price, what they feel about the scarcity and these different tranches of the genotypes being released and the bloodline, and what it's going to do for the performance of these horses when racing starts sometime this year. And I'm overall excited just to see what happens to the price when racing begins, because there's always a speculative value before a utility comes into the picture. As the non-fungible token smart contracts are developing over time and people are really excited about the different parameters that are going into these on Zed, I'm excited to see what it does to the price, because it is a very interesting situation where everybody's speculating on it right now when they're buying their horses on the website, but then when it's actually applied to a use case and these horses are racing against each other, and the way that they perform that's provably fair using the blockchain is really interesting to see what happens with the price. Because let's say one horse outperforms everyone because they're the ultimate first breed from the Nakamoto bloodlines. It's always an interesting thing that's going to happen when utility is applied to this speculative asset. That's it for this episode. I hope you guys like it. If you did, slap a like. If you guys are new here, don't forget to subscribe. We're going to be doing a lot more crypto gaming, just like we have been in the past on the channel. So I hope to see you guys on the next episode of Hack Crypto.